The best of Fargo's food trucks are out today. Andrea, suffice it to say, it is windy out here. Watch this. I am leaning back and this wind is catching me, as well as Grand Forks Sheriff, who is passing me right now, and Grand Forks Fire Department. All were on scene here. I'm just gonna get behind the camera super quickly to show you guys here what we see up ahead of us. There's a grain bin here. This is where they said that they pulled the mail from, and all the officials down here were covered in corn dust. And we can see it's about 27 inches right there. I spoke to a lot of the people in the crowd just to find out the sentiment about why they wanted to be here. Of course, we understand they're supporting Senator Heitkamp, but also the big draw, of course, is former Vice President Joe Biden. There was an ice jam on this side of the bridge over here, causing the pilings underneath it. That's the support system of the bridge to just completely break loose. And I hear they're somewhere floating down the Red River now. But I'll get behind the camera really quickly. But many of us forget we have a garage door opener that can lead into our garage or personal information. I just checked in with the police and they're not giving any more information at this time, so we will keep you updated. Live in North Fargo, Rose Itzcovitz, Valley News Live. Back to you, Melanie.
Yeah, this should be his bus. Hopefully he's on there. I don't see him getting them off.
It's 3 p.m. Fargo dad Sandy Rakuzik watches child after child exit the bus, but not his own 5-year-old.
I have a son supposed to be getting off at this stop.
Rakuzik says it's been like this every day since school started at Jefferson Elementary on Thursday.
Yep, they dropped them at the wrong one again. I'm gonna have to call them again. I don't think they're ever gonna fix it.
He says the company Valley Bus told him his son needs to get off his own stop at his own will.
So they're counting on a 5-year-old that's never rode a bus before to be able to know where to get off to go home.
His kindergartner is supposed to be dropped off here at 11th Avenue, but instead gets dropped off all the way over here at 8th Avenue. What's your reaction to the situation?
Frustration, confusion. I don't understand. Someone's not communicating either with us or with the drivers.
Katie Chastain, waiting at this 8th Avenue stop, says her kindergartner and second grader were dropped off at 11th Avenue. The second day it happened, her kid's dad chased after the bus.
So I tapped on the window and I'm like, nope. And reamed him a new one because second time in a row.
In a statement, Fargo Public Schools says they're working with Valley Bus to ensure that bus drivers stop at all designated bus stops on a daily basis. Meanwhile, Valley Bus tells us there's one bus that goes to 8th Avenue and one to 11th, and that some kids are just getting on the wrong bus, but say there are always a lot of wrinkles at the beginning of the school year as kids and bus drivers get to know their routes and where everyone should be getting off.
It's the same thing every single day now.
As for Rakuzik, his fiance confirmed his son made it home safely, but Rakuzik called the whistleblower hotline.
In this day and age, I mean, a kid could just eventually disappear.
Because he says too many kids have gotten off the wrong stop. In Fargo, Rose Itzcovitz, Valley News Live. So there was no fear at all, even right when you knew something was wrong?
No, none whatsoever.
It started with an engine failure.
It's like your accelerator pedal on your car. Well, I pushed it forward and there was no response.
Followed by a quick decision. How long was that time period from the moment you realized something was wrong and you crash landed into the cornfields?
15 seconds.
For Detroit Lakes pilot Ted Kibke, who's been flying for nearly 60 years, it all came down to experience.
If this situation would have happened to a young, inexperienced pilot, no, they wouldn't have made it.
The pilot managed to crash land deep into this Detroit Lakes cornfield. Once the propeller hit the corn stalks, it caused the plane to flip over.
As the airplane was actually going over, I had unstrapped my lap belt and just kind of fell out of the airplane after that. When the aircraft came to a stop, pilots want to get away from that aircraft because the thing that we fear the most is the fire. And the first thing I did was cut my knee on my seat cushion.
Then bumping his head on a stabilizer.
I think it's rather appealing.
Kibke says the key to crash landing safely is not to panic.
Airplanes are inherently stable. If you let go of them, they'll fly.
The 76-year-old emerged from his amateur-built acro sport to a large greeting party.
Everybody in Detroit Lakes, Minnesota. The first things they said, my God, Ted, you got 9 lives.
All relieved to see a man walking away alive. The incident's under investigation by the Federal Aviation Administration, as well as the Becker County Sheriff's Office. In Detroit Lakes, Rose Itzcovitz, Valley News Live.
I said I'm gonna split that guy's throat, put it upside down on that grill of that truck.
Please,
Please what?
please do not do this.
Well, please record me some more.
After my chilling first-hand account Wednesday with a Detroit Lakes man accused of killing a cat and hanging it on his truck grill, Timothy Lee was arrested the next day. The sheriff says he can't tell us the information that led to Lee's arrest Thursday morning because it's still an ongoing investigation. But many wondered why my story Wednesday wasn't enough to arrest him. Why might that not be enough?
Because you didn't see the physical crime happen to that poor cat.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Shelby Rasmussen with the Humane Society says it's a tough pill to swallow.
Unless someone physically saw the crime happen and they're willing to testify against that person, unfortunately our hands are tied, and that is very heartbreaking for us.
I don't know if he went out a back way, but Cassie Oman manages the Marshmallow Foundation, another local shelter.
I think that there's definitely more that can be done. I just don't know how you could change that in a way that's gonna, present itself in court.
Meanwhile, the Becker County Sheriff confirming the same facts.
It's something that we don't take lightly, a situation like this. We want to do, again, what's right.
After my story aired and you mentioned that people were commenting in the Facebook post, the sheriff's office didn't do enough, they should have taken those cats, they should have arrested this guy. What do people not know about your job that they should know?
Well, that's the thing, we are bound by rules and regulations and policy and procedure, laws, and we have to make sure that we do the right thing.
In Detroit Lakes, Rose Itzcovitz, Valley News Live.